This is Samuel Onuha, 600,000 followers on Instagram, a mansion on Palm Jumeirah, Rolls-Royces, private jets, a coaching program that costs more than a college degree. The image? Flawless. The reality? Cocaine, deception, and handcuffs in a foreign land. That's how the headlines came for him. Quick, brutal, and cinematic. By early 2025, Samuel had become a poster child for the new age entrepreneur. Young, well-dressed, self-made. He was the kind of guy whose life looked like a montage. Drone shots over Dubai, motivational captions, perfectly filtered glimpses into a world where every morning started with a view, a Rolex, and a quote about domination. He wasn't just selling clothes, he was selling belief that if you worked hard enough, dreamed big enough, and posted consistently enough, you too could break free. But when Dubai police raided his mansion on February 10, 2025, they didn't find inspiration. They found 250 kilograms of cocaine, $60 million worth. Hidden compartments, encrypted phones, paper trails no longer disguised as marketing funnels. Samuel wasn't waking up to view counts anymore. He was waking up to sirens, and for everyone watching from afar, his coaching clients, his followers, his investors, something deeper cracked. Because Samuel wasn't just an influencer. He was a mirror, a reflection of what many wanted to become. And when he fell, it forced the uncomfortable question: what if the dream you're chasing was never real to begin with? This is not just a story about a raid or a man or even a brand. This is a story about perception, how we build it, how we sell it, and what happens when it finally collapses. Long before the palm trees and luxury cars, before Instagram and online coaching funnels, there was a boy in the northern Netherlands who felt invisible. Samuel was born in 1999 to a Nigerian father and a Dutch mother. His early life was spent in a remote Dutch village, a town so small, he later joked, Google barely knows it exists. But there was nothing funny about how it felt to grow up there. In a community that was almost entirely white, Samuel stood out. "I was the only brown kid in my school," he once said on a podcast, "and I felt it every single day." He wasn't bullied outright, but he wasn't welcomed either. The isolation ran deep. He didn't just feel poor, he felt out of place. The only child of divorce, raised mostly by his mother, he learned to adapt, to mask discomfort, to figure things out alone. School never made sense to him. "I hated every second of it," he said. "It felt like I was being trained to be average." His grades weren't bad, but they weren't meaningful. He'd stare at the chalkboard and feel time slipping away. Around age 14, Samuel started asking the kind of questions that make teachers uncomfortable. Why are we learning this? What job will this get me? Why can't I learn how to make money? The answers never came, but something else did. Hunger. By the time he was 16, he was already working after school, peeling flower bulbs at Dutch farms, washing dishes in back kitchens, running errands in the rain for a few euros an hour. Not glamorous, not scalable, but real. Work that gave him just enough freedom to start thinking differently. And when the time came to graduate, he didn't. At 18, Samuel made the first real decision of his life. He dropped out of school, no degree, no backup plan, and decided to figure out how to make it on his own. He wasn't running from education. He was running towards something bigger. It started like most modern business stories do, with a YouTube rabbit hole. In 2016, while scrolling through motivational videos and how to make money online clips, Samuel found something that hit differently. A 19-minute video titled, "How I Made $1,000 a Day with Shopify." A skinny kid in a baseball cap was sitting in front of a laptop, surrounded by boxes, talking about something called dropshipping. The concept sounded almost too good to be true. Set up an online store, find products from China, sell them through a sleek website, and let someone else handle the shipping. You never touch the inventory. You just market and scale. That night, Samuel didn't sleep. By the next day, he was deep into Shopify tutorials. He borrowed 30 euros from his mom, who barely had it, to buy a domain name and a trial store. He built a clunky, half-broken website and filled it with random gadgets, phone holders, LED lights, Bluetooth speakers. The results? A disaster. No traffic, no orders. No idea what was going wrong. But Samuel didn't quit. He tried again and again. Dozens of failed stores followed. Some didn't launch. Some sold nothing. Some got chargebacks or refund disputes that wiped out what little he made. Then came the headset. In early 2018, Samuel spotted a trending item on an AliExpress forum. A sleek gaming headset that looked expensive but cost just $12 wholesale. He built a basic store, slapped on a $50 price tag, and promoted it using Instagram meme pages. He paid $20 to a Call of Duty meme account to post a video clip with a link in the bio. It worked. One sale came in, then another, and another. Within 2 weeks, the store had cleared $2,000 in profit. It wasn't flashy, but it was real. It was his. He reinvested everything, bought more shoutouts, tested copy, learned how to run Facebook ads, pixel tracking, and retargeting. He was still working side jobs, still eating pasta 5 nights a week. But now, he was building something. In a world where money seemed unreachable, Samuel had found a crack in the wall, and he was clawing through it. By early 2019, Samuel's daily grind finally cracked the code. After years of failed dropshipping stores, he launched Icon Amsterdam, a clean-fitted menswear brand rooted in one simple idea: make trousers that actually fit the modern man. Slim, tapered, minimal, something influencers, gym-goers, and young professionals would actually wear. The first ads were raw but effective. Samuel ran aggressive Facebook and Instagram campaigns, targeting men aged 18 to 35 across Europe. Instead of flashy models, he used clean visuals, close-ups of the fit, before-after styling shots, and subtle lifestyle cues. His messaging was clear: look powerful, feel unstoppable. Sales started trickling in. Then they surged. One viral post, a side-by-side of Icon pants versus a mainstream brand, exploded. Influencers began tagging the brand. Customers posted fit checks. Samuel scaled fast, reinvesting profits directly into inventory and ad spend. He hired a small team of freelancers and focused heavily on customer experience. Every order included a handwritten thank you card. Within months, Icon Amsterdam was pulling in 6 figures per month. Samuel was only 19. He shared the journey in real time on Instagram, combining luxury visuals with entrepreneurial wisdom. Fans didn't just want the pants, they wanted the lifestyle. The formula worked. Style plus substance plus story. Icon wasn't just selling clothes, it was selling aspiration. And Samuel? He had gone from failed teen hustler to rising fashion mogul. With Icon Amsterdam gaining traction, Samuel and his brother Ruben doubled down. They upgraded from running the brand out of a spare room to leasing a sleek office in central Amsterdam. Icon was no longer a side hustle, it was a machine. They streamlined supply chains, secured faster European fulfillment, and partnered with better factories in Turkey and Portugal. Quality improved, so did customer retention. Samuel reinvested most of the profits into content, hiring videographers to document every behind-the-scenes moment, packaging, photo shoots, airport check-ins. The vibe was clear: luxury brand, bootstrapped energy. Influencer marketing kicked into overdrive. Athletes and micro-celebs in the UK, Netherlands, and Germany started wearing the pants. Icon paid some in cash, others in product. All of it boosted legitimacy. Soon, Icon Amsterdam was showing up in lifestyle vlogs, fashion roundups, and airport paparazzi shots. Revenue soared to an estimated $500,000 per month by mid-2021. But more important than numbers was perception. Icon became the European equivalent of cool rich hustle, clean branding, masculine tone, and an edge that felt just outside of mainstream fashion. At the same time, Samuel started shifting the focus onto himself. His personal Instagram became a brand of its own: cigars, sunsets, deep quotes, and luxury cars. He wasn't just selling pants anymore. He was becoming an icon of modern masculinity and ambition. The formula was working. Icon sold status. Samuel sold identity. But the higher the climb, the more people started watching. By late 2021, Samuel was no longer just an e-commerce founder. He was an influencer in his own right. His Instagram following passed 100,000, filled with young men looking for guidance, inspiration, or simply proximity to success. He leaned into it. That year, Samuel launched Millionaire Commerce, a premium mentorship program for aspiring e-commerce entrepreneurs. Priced at 3,000 to 10,000 euros, the offer promised insider knowledge, exclusive access, and mindset training. Clients were funneled through polished webinars, Discord servers, and DM-based sales teams. His ads, crisp. His testimonials, abundant. The brand was clear: learn from the best. To sell the program, Samuel doubled down on lifestyle content, drone shots of him in Dubai, voiceovers about pain, drive, and freedom, and day-in-the-life videos filled with cold showers, whiteboards, and Rolexes. The grindset era was peaking, and Samuel fit the mold perfectly. But something shifted. Where his early posts had been practical, tips on ad spend, product research, supplier negotiation, his new content was almost spiritual. He spoke in mantras: bloodline wealth, suffer now, conquer later. They can't stop what's written. His followers weren't just students anymore. They were disciples. Behind the curtain, Icon Amsterdam's operations were largely handed over to Ruben. Samuel focused almost entirely on coaching and content. The lifestyle had become the business. It was working, at least publicly. But as his face became more visible, so did the questions. How real were the numbers? Was Icon funding the life, or was the life funding Icon? The story was starting to outpace the reality. By early 2023, the shine around Samuel began to fade. Despite his polished image, whispers started circulating across e-commerce forums and YouTube deep dives. Analysts who dug into Icon Amsterdam's shipping and tax records noticed discrepancies. Revenue numbers didn't match the narrative. While Samuel hinted at $30 million plus in lifetime sales, Dutch business investigators pegged Icon's actual revenue between $2 to $4 million annually. That was still successful, but not the empire it was marketed as. Then came the customer complaints. People online began sharing stories of delays, wrong sizes, ignored support emails, and declining product quality. Some claimed orders took over a month to arrive. Others said they received nothing. Refunds? Rare. Instagram accounts like @InfluencerWatch and @DropshipDrama began amplifying the noise. Samuel's coaching program, Millionaire Commerce, also came under fire. Former students alleged they paid thousands for little more than generic video modules and inactive group chats. Others accused his team of ghosting them after payment. One even leaked screenshots of DMs asking for a refund, only to be blocked. As criticism spread, Samuel's content grew more defensive. He began posting long captions about jealousy, betrayal, and men who fold under pressure. He deleted past posts that boasted big wins. Revenue screenshots disappeared. The proof went dark. In private circles, people began asking what they couldn't say out loud. Was this still about fashion or just facade? Samuel kept posting, but something was off. The inspiration felt hollow. The luxury felt forced. The man who sold certainty was now managing doubt. At 6:43 a.m. on February 10, 2025, the illusion collapsed. Dubai police, in a joint operation with Interpol and Dutch authorities, raided Samuel's Palm Jumeirah villa. It was swift and surgical. Officers stormed the property, seized devices, ripped open floor panels, and found what prosecutors would later call a luxury cartel hub. Hidden in the garage? Over 250 kilograms of cocaine, cash-stuffed envelopes, encrypted phones, and forged IDs bearing Samuel's face. Street value of the drugs, $60 million. He was arrested in a black Versace robe. By 11 a.m., a highly produced police video of the arrest went viral, complete with drone shots, luxury interiors, and Samuel being led away in cuffs. It was cinematic, cold, final. Reuben wasn't there, but an arrest warrant followed within hours. Both brothers were charged with drug trafficking, money laundering, and conspiracy across international borders. That same day, Icon Amsterdam site disappeared. Influencers untagged posts. The Millionaire Commerce Discord shut down. Samuel's once loyal followers were split. Some swore it was a setup, others felt duped. Dutch financial crimes units revealed this wasn't sudden. Samuel and Reuben had been under surveillance since mid-2023. Icon, it turned out, wasn't just a fashion brand, it was a money-washing front. Some e-commerce clients may have unknowingly become part of the laundering process. The mastermind behind the grind-set generation had allegedly used business as camouflage, running a drug empire under the mask of motivation and mentorship. And just like that, the hustle king was off the board. After the arrest, the digital silence was deafening. Samuel Onuha's once thriving social media accounts, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, went dark. No explanations, no final words. Reuben's LinkedIn, once filled with startup buzzwords, vanished overnight. Millionaire Commerce's online school portal redirected to a 404 page. The podcast stopped uploading. Comment sections filled with questions, conspiracy theories, and betrayals. Across Europe, clients of Icon Amsterdam began getting letters from Dutch financial authorities. Anyone who had received unexplained refunds or participated in odd crypto transactions through Samuel's e-com platforms was under scrutiny. Several young dropshippers were temporarily detained for questioning. Some had accepted mentorship deals or payments without realizing they were part of a broader laundering network. In Dubai, abandoned luxury apartments once rented by the Onuha brothers were seized. Cars, Lamborghinis, McLarens, Rolls-Royces were impounded and sold at auction. One investigator compared Samuel's empire to a digital Ponzi built on narcissism, narcotics, and naivety. Meanwhile, some loyal fans insisted it was all a government setup. Reddit threads and Telegram groups began circulating free Samuel memes, claiming jealousy or Western bias against African entrepreneurs. But law enforcement from 5 countries confirmed this was no witch hunt. It was the collapse of a criminal web, interwoven with the aesthetics of influencer culture, global e-commerce, and motivational hustle porn. What remained? A cautionary tale. Samuel's world had been optimized for exposure and excess. But when the light of justice came, there was nowhere left to hide. Months after his arrest, the world was still talking about Samuel, not just for the crimes, but for what he represented. His story wasn't just a scandal, it became a symbol of a new kind of criminal entrepreneur. Samuel didn't fit the old mold of a kingpin. He wasn't violent, tattooed or hidden in shadows. He was polished, stylish, charismatic. He posted business advice in the morning and allegedly moved bricks at night. His empire lived between Shopify dashboards and Telegram chats. Between truth and performance, some still debated. Was Samuel a fraud from day one? Or did the pressure to perform push him toward darker revenue streams? Maybe Icon Amsterdam was real, but not enough to fund the supercar lifestyle he sold online. Maybe the real product wasn't clothing or coaching, but aspiration, monetized at all costs. In response, a shift began. The new generation of digital founders started trading flex culture for authenticity and proof. Quiet growth became cool. Founders showed back-end dashboards, not Rolexes. Mentorship programs added contracts, refund guarantees, transparency. The fall of Samuel became a reset button for hustle culture. Meanwhile, Samuel and Ruben faced trial in 2 countries. Their story became Netflix fodder. YouTubers, podcasters, and journalists dissected every angle. He wasn't just a criminal anymore, he was a case study. The kid from Amsterdam who wanted to win at any cost and became a mirror for everyone chasing freedom, wealth, and influence online. Thanks for watching. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think he was a visionary, a con artist, or something in between? Drop your take in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Until next time.